Hey guys, Kid Apache from the DCsaints. Here bringing you a deck. It's going to be Gravekeepers. Okay. Now, like I say again, that we've been not having very many videos up because Isaac's camera is broken. So I mean, we're trying the best we can. We might be using my digital camera from now on. So we're just going to keep on trying, guys. We've been busy with school. Well, I'm only been busy with school. Everyone else is out. Sad tear, but yeah. Okay, to the deck profile. Okay, here we go. First up is Caius the Shadow Monarch. Now I'm working on getting a dad to replace him with, but he still works great in this deck. I mean, he's just all around good card. Can't really complain about him. Next up is a Gravekeepers Chief. Okay, this card is great. If you wanted to, you could keep him in and swap him out for dad, but I like to keep him in there because he can do some really good combos on the card. He can bring out Visionary from the graveyard. Speaking of Visionary, I run 2 Gravekeepers Visionaries. Well, 1 because they're some of the most badass cards ever made, and 2, they just reap awesome. And they raid, pillage, destroy, you name it, they do it. Next up are 2 Gravekeepers Commandants. Yes, this one's colored to make him look emo. I'm not saying I support emo kids, but please, emo kids, cheer up. Life is not bad. Alright, back to the deck. These cards are great for just basic removal. They're just all around good cards. Next up are 3 Gravekeepers Assailants. And these cards are great because they pretty much negate Honest or Collude. Like, let's say you have Blackwing Bora, and let's just say you have Gale out, and I attack Gale, you Collude. Well, I his effect, I switch Gale to defense mode, and my attack still goes through. You're basically just wasted your Collude. So that's what he does. He's pretty neat. I like him for that. Next up are 3 Spies. These are like the main searchers of the deck. These cards search out. The cards search out every level 4 Gravekeeper in the deck. Level 4 on the Gravekeeper, get him, summon him at any point in time. Brilliant. Next up are 2 Gravekeepers Commanders. And these cards help you search out your Necro Valleys, which are key to this deck. This deck runs off locking down the grave, so just keep that in mind. Now 3, way too over. 2 works nice. 1, it can work, but 2 is more consistent. Next up are 2 Gravekeepers Guards. These cards are basically the legendary Jiu-Jitsu Master of the deck. They're awesome. You cannot do anything bad with these things. I don't have much to say about them. They work. That's all you have to know. Gravekeeper Spear Soldier, he's just an extra added on tech. I mean, I couldn't think of anything to add on, so put him in there. I'm thinking about taking him out and adding a 3rd Gravekeeper's Guard, but that might be a little bit too, I don't know. I'll just keep him in for now. It seems the deck runs fine, so there's that. He is basically the bore of the deck. He pierces, so he's good. And I run 1 Mystic Tomato and 1 Sanguine for extra searching. Yes, they're both colors. It's Demon Sanguine and Demon Pumpkin, because he looks like a pumpkin, not a tomato. Alright, next up, we're going to go to the traps. Okay, Torrential, Staple, Mirror Force, Staple, Epic Wildku. I want to say Staple, but he's a good tech in the deck. Now, I'm thinking about taking this out for a Magician Circle, because this card runs wonders in this deck. You attack with, let's just say, Spirit Soldier. You can bring Visionary right out in your battle phase, and he's ready to go. So this is real good. I'm working on getting a 2nd one, so if anyone out there watching this has a 2nd Magician Circle and would like to hook me up, just give us a PM. I'm sure we can work out something. So, yeah. Okay, next up is a 2 Rite of Spirit. These cards are basically just to bring cards back from the graveyard. Now, this is unaffected by Necro Valley. Keep that in mind. Unaffected by Necro Valley. A very cool thing about them. You can bring back any Gravekeeper in the deck. Visionary, Chief, any of them. That's another cool thing about it. And 2 Bottomless Trap Holes. These 2, great in today's format. D-Prison, that works great, but I actually prefer these. Because instead of just having them attack and getting their field set up, I can just get rid of them like that and not even have to worry about them getting anything else in the field. So, next up are Magics. And this is Heavy, Staple, MST Staple, Allure, Staple. Not Staple because there's so many darks in the deck, but now 2 Roller Trick. Now bear in mind, this card can only be activated if Necro dies in the field. Both players have to discard all monsters from their hand to the graveyard. That can mess up some cards because of Necro Valley. Once they're in the graveyard, they're locked down almost. So it's pretty, for the most part, they're locked down. So it works out great. Nothing really bad with that because I can get them right back with Gravekeepers still because that's also unaffected by Necro Valley. So this deck has a lot of ways to get around it. Next up are 2 Magical Dimensions. Now these cards can get you at a lot of tight spots. Like they can just, let's just say my opponent can't even think right now. Sorry, this is a good song. Five Finger Death Punch, Bad Company. I support this song. But these 2 cards, amazing. You run great. You can summon any card in the deck. Basically, if you're in a tight spot, you need to use them on the field. Use them on a card, summon that card right back out. Pretty awesome. 2 Book of Moons. You know, just for obvious. Someone does something you don't like. Oh, I'm gonna book me your card. 2 Gravekeeper Steel. Probably one of the most broken cards in the entire Gravekeeper series. Let me read it to you. Select 2 Gravekeepers monsters in your graveyard and add them to your hand. This effect cannot be negated by the effect of Necro Valley. Broken. Has no minuses, nothing at all. This card can... amazing. And I run 3 Necro Valleys for obvious reasons. They're the driving force behind this deck, and they are awesome. So, besides that, let me show you the side deck. I run 1 Spirit Reaper. This is my cool Spirit Reaper. And I want to fix him up. It doesn't look that great, but Spirit Reaper. I run 2 End of Anubis. Now this card, if I get him out and I have Necro Valley, your grave is locked down. Nothing can touch that grave. I can't even touch parts of my grave with this card's out. So this is like my last resort. You know, if you're being a real bitch with your stupid ass infirmities, the he comes out, he slaps you in the face. Is what he does. He's perfect. And now I like to run 2 Cyber Dragons. When people ask why I run 2 Cyber Dragons, well, Machina. They're starting to take off. You know, people are running them a lot. Well, I'm in the process of getting a Chimera Tech Fortress Dragon, and we'll say this is him. If you have 2 Machinas out, and I play him, and if I summon him, I can automatically fuse into a Chimera Tech Fortress because you don't need Poly, you don't need Future, you don't need anything for that. So I use him right into Fortress. That's a neat little combo there. And plus, he's not only used for that, he's just a good card to have in there. If you're facing something that's pretty good, he's right here. Another Mystic Tomato. Searcher card must have searchers. You know, in case I'm not good, I'll just throw him in there. Give me some ultimate search. Lightning Vortex is a good tech to have. I mean, can't go wrong there. Cold Wave, and he's good. 2 Noblemen, just because I'm really worried about some of these cards that are going face down. They worry me sometimes, so that's why I have those in there. And 2 Ground Clouds. I have not seen these cards forever, and I just found them today. And I'm throwing them in there because I like locking down the field. If I can lock down the graveyard and the field, no matter what you have in your hand, I think I can get you. So, for those of you who don't know what this does, select 2 monster card zones on the field. You cannot select a zone occupied by a monster card. The selected zones cannot be used as long as the card remains on the field. So, if I clear out your backfield, you're done. If I get both these out, that's the 4 of the 5 spots in your backfield done. It's pretty ridiculous. It's pretty awesome. So, yeah. By the way, I'm going to give credit to this deck to Isaac. He's the one who came up with the entire idea behind Gravekeepers, and I liked it so much that I decided to make the deck myself. I mean, awesome deck. The deck runs great. I'm going to be taking this deck to regionals probably in a couple weeks, and all of us are going to clean up. So, remember, comment, rate, subscribe. You know, if you just want to PM us. If you have anything that you would want from us, if you see any cards that you like in here, I'm sure that we can get them for you. If you want a copy of the deck, I might sell you mine depending on if the price is right, because I really like this deck, and I'll gladly sell it to you. Everything here has even the 2 tokens. This is an Evil Hero Malicious token, and Garlandolf, the King of Destruction, or Garlandolf. I just call him Gandalf, the King of Destruction. So yeah, excellent. So this is Kid Apache, the DCsaints, saying peace. We're going to be getting some more videos up soon, and remember, guys, DCsaints are not dead. We are back. Peace. Titties.